Hi, my name is Ilkumi Schuckart. I'm an entrepreneur. I own several businesses because I believe in multiple stream of income, and that way all these businesses keep me entertained. Now, I own restaurant in Lake Tahoe and do online offline marketing. Also, me and my husband own the insurance brokerage still, and I run several ecom businesses. Now, my business required me to travel quite a bit, probably like once a month or so at least. And then also, I was born and raised in Japan, so for me to see my friends and family, I used to fly 10 to 12 hours to even do that. Now, I had a great opportunity to have a session with Daryl, which just presented to me. I was very, very, very unfortunate. However, I had a kind of very bad anxiety attack about flying. That was my biggest mental block that I wanted to overcome. That almost even stopping me from booking an appointment with Daryl to move forward. So my husband was like, honey, you have to do this. So my anxiety and fear was that big about flying. Now, I had a session with Daryl, and the week after, from the point, I had a actually scheduled flight. That was like a fun flight to take our daughter to Disneyland for the first time. So that was a great time to see how the result was. So I'm gonna start with how my typical routine was before, prior to Daryl's session, and then I will tell you what's happened afterwards. Now, before Daryl's session, this is how it typically went. So usually, like, my schedule is approaching about a week ahead from that point. I was just start panicking, and I couldn't even pack. My husband packs in like 10 minutes, but for me, used to take me about 7 days, 10 days, and it's still not packed. And the night before the flight, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, I'm just wide awake. That's the only time that I can sleep. I usually have no problem with sleeping. So I just can't sleep and just thinking about, I'm gonna be okay, just relax, just close your eyes, meditate, do anything. But I usually have like zero sleep. And then so tired and drowsy, drive to the airport. First thing what I do at the airport, run to the restroom and I have a major nausea because that was just so much anxiety. I never really share with anybody, especially business world, that I have a very anxiety of flying because I wasn't really my weakness. I'm very transparent person, but never really have opportunity or never nobody even asked me. But if you ever had a chance to fly with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now sporting, walking onto the airplane, it's just like somebody has to push me. I'm just okay, I'm getting on the plane, I'm okay. I'm usually like last one to get in, even though my seat is like up front. Like, okay, I gotta do this. Now once buckle in, I always so envy with somebody like my husband. He just buckles in, good night. I would never able to even sleep, never be able to eat anything on the plane because I'm just a pure, like holding my seat so tight, just like, okay, like this. And even flight attendants always like, is there anything else I can do for you? And then some stranger, sometimes I have to fly by myself, for business, and then some stranger sit next to me just like, it's okay, sweetheart, you can breathe, and I will tell you how safe this is. And it just so embarrassing, right? And one time, like one little child, I think she's like 4 or 5, like, excuse me, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not, just don't talk to me. And then just flight ready to take off, that noise, oh my gosh, I'm just like, I'm holding on tight for my life like crazy. My hands is just so drenched with sweat, just literally like shiny, soaking wet, just like I'm like this, just just not something that I really like excited about, but my life motto and my goal is to inspire more people, right? In order for me to touch more people in the event and meet other people and speak at the event, and so I have to fly. I have to overcome that part. I have to get more excited. I have to be more prepared about what I'm gonna do, what I gonna, you know what I mean? Like who I gonna meet. Instead of just like going through the crazy situation. And after fly, usually, seatbelt sign is on. I'm not relaxed until that sign is off. Even though the sign is off, I don't trust that. And every time like captains, it's like I hear that like, you know, announcement, I'm like, oh no, what is it? Like it's just not, just always something going on. And for this, I tried so many different methods, from like hypnosis to doctor prescribed me some like a hardcore sleeping medication, panic attack medication, which I'm not even proud of because I'm a very natural person. I don't even like to take medication, but I have to rely on that. And I took asthma inhaler because it make me drowsy. I did the Dramamine, and then also sometimes I take a shot of like tequila or something before get on the plane, which didn't even help either. I did some kind of like a rescue drop that you can put it on your mouth. I did the aromatherapy. I put chamomile, and the lavender aromatherapy oil on my handkerchief, and I just like breathe through it. Didn't work. I took some leadership classes, and it helped me maybe about 3 flights or so. I was like, well, it's not bad, and I just went back to how it was. So my whole life, I'm struggling with flight. Every time everybody see me at the event, nobody would even know. But this is how typical, you know, situation for me about flying. And the flight, like actually like land, and it comes to the complete stop, I finally be able to breathe. Like, ooh, I made it. So as long as the flight, I was just like so exhausted, right? And just like coming off the plane, almost like I'm shaking. And so that was my horrible situation nobody typically went before having a meeting with Daryl. Now, what Daryl helped me with, instead of just telling me what it is, he just really helped me to like go deep down about, you know, myself. Like he made me realize there's some of the stuff that happened, like a traumatic experience that I even completely forgot about. He guided me through there, and I realized like that might be the cause. What I remembered from the session was when I was like 6 or 7, maybe even 7 or 8, like somewhere at that age, I got stuck at the elevator between the floor. So like all I could see was just a concrete wall. And since I was a little, like some of my friends taught me, like, oh, if you get stuck in an elevator, you're gonna lose all the air and you're gonna suffocate it to death. So the moment stuck in an elevator, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Like I was just dying for the air, which I probably stuck on the elevator maybe like 3 minutes. But to me, I felt like I was been there for like all day long, just like crazy panic attack. Then I was like, maybe it, because like airplane is like a kind of confined, you know, the area that I have no control over, and then I'm flying so high. Now, one point that I really want to overcome, I learned why airplane flies. I actually like read the whole book about like engineering, about why airplane flies and like what kind of, you know, like a physics it comes to it. That's just crazy because I really wanted to overcome it, but still, you know, nothing helped. So like what Daryl did was like he really changed my mindset about flying. And not only that, I had a lot of different issues as well that comes with that, but the flight alone just taught me how to fish rather than give me a bunch of fish and just good luck, you know. So I'm very thankful that his approach was very soft, and I was so relaxed, and I was just completely open. This is how I am. And he just really respect, you know, what kind of culture I came from too, because my culture is a little bit different from here. So you know, we discuss, you know, stuff, and then like also talked about what's my mission statement, what's my goal, which is my goal is to inspire as many as people as possible, and I want to be a great role model for my 2-year-old daughter. So that's something right there. There was like, okay, if you can fly high, soar through the storm and just go above it, fly high, you can touch more people, you can inspire more people. That alone completely changed my life. So after Daryl's session, the week after the session, this is how it went. So I was completely done packing, like 9 o'clock at night, which never happened. And I sat on the bus for a while and then relaxed. And I went to bed and slept so well. That was probably the first time I slept so well before getting on the plane. Now, on the way to the airport, I was just, thinking about what I was going to do instead of like, oh my God, how can I overcome this flight time? So, and I got to the airport, I didn't run to the restroom because I didn't feel nosy at all. I was just praying with my daughter and then laughing and just get on the plane, walk to the plane, even though she took the window seat. Just buckle in. And probably my daughter, being a 2-year-old and then being the first flight, she did so well. She was just like, woohoo, in every single turbulence, which the flight was very shaky. The seatbelt sign was on the whole flight. But every single turbulence hit, my daughter was like, woohoo, it's so much fun, mommy. We're like a bird flying. I was like, oh, wow, that's so true. I have to remember, as high as I fly, I can inspire my people and I can be a great role model. So I really enjoyed the flight. For the first time, they served me a cookie, which I ate cookies. First time I can really eat something on the plane, like in the right state of mind. I was chatting with my daughter, taking like some city picture with her. It was just this beautiful moment for me. So that's dramatically changed. And after I landed to the airport too, like even my daughter was saying like, Mommy, are we going down? Before I would be like, don't say that. But I was like, no, we are not, sweetheart. Look, we're flying. Look at the mountain over there. Do you see the island there? Which is just completely changed my mindset. Even though I tried so many different methods that I just told you earlier, nothing really helped. But just the session with Daryl deep down changed me so much. Almost like if I have a skin cancer or something, all the other method that I tried was just putting ointment and see how it goes. But what Daryl really actually did for me was to dig in and got all the bad part of the cancer out, so I never have to suffer again. So I'm very grateful. He's gentle, and then really actually that was fun session too, and a very emotional session as me as well. But the all in together, to come up the result like that so quick, I'm just very, very grateful. And I have another flight coming in about 2 months for my business meeting. I'm just so excited to get on it. Like my ultimate goal about flying with Daryl was to more turbulence. It's fun. Yet I'm not quite there yet, but I cannot wait to get on another plane to see how I feel about, which I never even think about that. I was like, oh my God, one flight at a time, I'm done with it. Okay, next one I would deal with it when, the date approaches. But now I'm just so excited, like let's book a flight so I can go to places. Now I'm even planning on going to, overseas like Thailand or something, because the flight is no longer an issue for me. And actually I'm looking forward to be on it. So if ever have some kind of fear or some like a mental block or something, I will highly, highly recommend to contact Daryl, because even though it's like a deep down and like subconscious, you don't even know what it is, but just having a session with him might help you to move forward. My another issue that I had that I didn't even know, I was like, why I'm not be where I'm at about the leading my team and just be more like a leader to, inspire people. And then I realized, I just gonna be completely transparent with you. When I was in junior high, I was a captain of the basketball team, and my coach just didn't like me, like how I do things. For some reason, I don't know, I was just 13, 14 years old. My coach, every time I lead my team and just, direct them to the right way, I used to just physically just got beaten in front of my entire team. Like my coach just literally one time he hit me, 14 years old little me, with his shoes in front of my whole team. But just stood for it. I never quit it. I just took it because I just how I am. I just don't want to be a quitter. I just show for it. But that probably caused me some kind of mental block from me to be a great leader, because every time I try to lead somebody, I got knocked down. Try to lead somebody, try to get beaten down. So that's something that I didn't realize, but that's something that Daryl tremendously helped me with that also, because now I know my life purpose, and then I really have a burning desire. I just cannot wait to move forward. Every day I wake up that excited, like what can I do today to change the world? So something, even though you don't know what it is, if you want to take your life to the next level, I highly, highly recommend to contact Daryl. Again, thank you so much. And next flight, I'm very looking forward to it. And now, see you on the other side of the world, peacefully. This is Ilkumi Schuckart. Have a great day.